Hey folks, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, so I thought I would put one up today that talked about how to buff your pipe stems. I had a blog post to cover this topic several years ago, but I thought that today I would provide a video that would illustrate how I do it in my shop. Perhaps in the future I will put a video up that will show you how to do it with less professional tools. But for the time being, I'm going to show you how I do it with my equipment. Before we begin buffing our stems, we're going to need to have the proper equipment. The things that I use in my shop for buffing are, first of all, a handle that I've made. You need to make one specifically for each tenon size that you are going to be buffing. In this case, I have a 5/16 inch tenon, so I have a handle that I've made with a 5/16 inch hole in it. Additionally, you're going to need buffing compounds. I use red rouge or brown Tripoli. Either one is going to be your first or your roughing buffing compound, and the second is white diamond. And the final thing that you're going to need is a buffing wheel setup, a motor or an arbor setup with the proper wheels attached to it. Each of the wheels should be designated with the buffing compound that you are going to use with it. You shouldn't mix buffing compounds because you can't get the buffing compound out of it. There's no sense in going up to a very fine grit if you have a heavier grit inside of it. The heavier grit is going to affect the fineness of the finish that you're going to get. So this one is dedicated to the red Tripoli and the other one is dedicated to the white diamond. So this stem doesn't have a whole lot of oxidation. It's turning a little bit brown, but you can also see that there's just some buildup on the outside of it. And what I'm going to do is just shine it up, get rid of some of that oxidation on the surface of the stem, and try to restore it as closely as possible to how it was when I first made it. There are some teeth marks in it. I'm actually not concerned with the teeth marks. I really don't care about that, but some people do, and you need to be a little more aggressive either with the buffing wheel or the best idea there is to start out by using a very fine grit of sandpaper to remove those tooth marks before you begin buffing. So when you buff on a buffing wheel, you need to stay below the center mark, and you want to keep hard edges away from that because it's spinning fast enough it'll actually rip it out of your hand. I want to explain these things now because I'm going to turn on the dust collector, something you should all do if you're going to be buffing. You should either wear a dust mask, ideally wear a dust mask and have dust collection set up, but at the very least you need to have a dust mask on. I'm going to turn my dust collector on because I don't want to inhale all of the residue, the fibers from the wheel, and the Tripoli material that's thrown into the air. So I'm going to start out at a high speed. The high speed is going to be used for getting right behind the button on both sides and also for getting into the saddle area. I'm going to turn it on now.
Christmas night, clutch the light, the hello bright.
And there we have it, folks. A shiny new stem for your pipe. I wish you all a lot of success with this. It does take some practice to get the techniques down, but it pays off in the end. And hopefully, as I said earlier, in the future I will provide another video that will show you how to do it with less professional equipment. But until then, I hope that you get a lot of practice in and that you're very successful in shining up your pipe stems. Thanks for watching.